Hello everybody, CJ Campbell here. I wanted to take some time out to talk to you guys about what my experience was like at the 4th Estate Leadership Summit this past weekend. And here are some phrases that I kept repeating over and over. One, I'm just so thankful to be here. Two, I'm just so very humbled. And three, I don't know, I need time to process. Um, I'm not going to say that it was the greatest experience of my life because I think that the greatest experiences in our life tend to be the very small things. And the interesting thing about that is that um, just the previous week before I went to LA, I was talking to my friend about how I've been struggling to try to make my dreams happen. To the quest to be a speaker and a writer, and trying to seek that while remaining humble has been one of the most difficult things that I never expected to be so difficult. And I was talking to a friend and I said, you know, I'm just okay with being small and doing small things. I don't have to be a speaker and writer anymore. And I remember praying that just to God, just to let me be okay with not being a speaker and a writer. Uh, and I came to LA and I met a bunch of great kids and, and great educators, and I just didn't feel like I had much use there because I felt like um, I couldn't really get involved in the hype because I kept thinking about all the talk that was done. What could I really do? What use was I as a 26-year-old man who never got the chance to go to college? I can't I can't host screenings usually because I'm just not in the circle of influence that would be interested in that. I I can't start a IC club at high school because I've been about 8 years removed from high school. So where do I fit in with this cause and an organization that's been a part of my life for 8 years? Not to mention that as I've grown as an activist, as I've grown as a man, um, I've learned that these uh, problems that I encounter and that I advocate to end are a lot more complicated than I ever imagined they would be. Um, as my convictions are tested, as my philosophies are tested, I'm wondering, do I really belong at this summit? Did I really deserve this spot that I took? And I remember just feeling overwhelmed. I remember at the same time, I just desperately wanted to know that I was worthwhile, to know that I wasn't going to be on SSI all my life, to know that I wasn't just a story. I wasn't just a story of a guy in a wheelchair who does nice things. I wanted to be more than a story. I wanted to know that I won't just fade away and live the rest of my life on Social Security. And I remember during the Common Good Exchange, which was almost like a job fair for non-for-profits, and so everyone had a booth, and it was really funny because I thought this was my chance to show that I'm more than just a story, that I'm more than just a guy who sits in a chair who makes YouTube videos, that I'm more than just an inspiration. but I'm somebody worthwhile. I'm somebody who wants to work hard. I'm somebody who wants to put belief into action. I want to sacrifice. I don't want to just say that I showed up. I want to say that I sacrificed and it cost me something. And I couldn't really get to any of the booths because they were inaccessible for the most part. They were all in the grass. And to be honest, even though I was packing business cards and I'm a very charismatic man and I'm well spoken, I can be articulate when I want to be, I didn't feel well equipped. I didn't feel like I could sell myself. I could promote myself and make them believe that I should have a job. So I remember just wandering around there, feeling really overwhelmed, being tired, feeling like I didn't belong, and realizing that I probably wasn't going to find my path at this leadership summit with all these great kids who have the biggest dreams in the world, and some of them that have college scholarships waiting for them and are still thinking, well, I might not take it. And then on Saturday night, I received an award called an Action Award for all the things that I do. There was a very well done video package about me and a very humbling introduction. And I got to speak for 30 seconds. They talked about all of the things that I do, the small and insignificant things. I sat in a green room with UN ambassadors and actors. People that were probably a lot more important than I'll ever be. And I just could not stop crying. And the craziest thing is that after I got off that stage and I gave away my award to my brother Boney, who I've never met but changed my life by just being someone who was small. I was embraced by nearly 700 people waiting just to talk to me and share a picture and tell me some of their stories. I had a young girl come up to me and tell me about how she was raped. She didn't feel loved. I had another girl just tell me that she didn't feel loved because her family never really kissed her. And in that moment, I had the choice to just be a guy on a stage or to be a guy who wanted to make a difference. Even in those momentary moments of just listening, sharing a picture, sharing a smile, and sharing love with somebody. For that moment, you can show the person that doesn't feel loved just a bit of love. It was time for me to listen to that advice that I always say, that love will not be defeated. And now I'm back here in my little apartment. And it's just everyday life. It's just these little, small acts. And I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to speak in front of a crowd of thousands again. I don't know if I'll ever get a job. I don't know if I'll ever be more than what I am right now. But what I do know is that I can be. That I want to be. But I just hope that I'm enough. In the moment where I need to be something, I hope I'm enough. And so for everyone who is a part of this summit, don't try to be something, but try to be enough in the moment and try to back up what you say, what we say. Because it's more than just an experience. It's more than just a summit. This is about living, declaring that life is worth it. And there's going to be times where we're not enough, where you're not enough, and we're going to have to find the strength to be enough collectively. There's a lot of work ahead of us. And I hope there's a lot of work left for me to do, but if there's not, then I'm okay just being small. Love will not be